Ukrainian troops entered the key city of Kherson. There you hear residents chanting glory to the armed forces of Ukraine. As of this morning, Russian troops have withdrawn from the west bank of this region, and the Ukrainian flag now flies again over the main police headquarters. Some background here. Kherson was the first major city to fall to Russian forces. Strategically, this is an incredibly important port and a gateway to Crimea. And back in September, Kherson was one of the 4 regions illegally annexed by Moscow. Of course, the Kremlin claims Kherson is still a part of Russia. Let's bring in retired U.S. Army Major John Spencer. He is the author of Connected Soldiers: Life, Leadership, and Social Connections in Modern War. First, great to see you. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you so much for your service. What does Russia's retreat from this key region tell you?
Well, thank you, Anna. It tells me that this is another major turning point in Russia's illegal war in Ukraine. That despite knowing that this is coming for weeks, if not months, and rushing the best Russian military troops he had left to the region, he could not hold this pivotal city, even to its control of the water to Crimea. This is a major loss for Russia, no matter how they try to spin it.
I'm seeing these images of the people there so elated, it seems, to have, Ukrainian soldiers moving in, and yet we're hearing that Russians are destroying critical infrastructure as they retreat, including a bridge over the Dnipro River, which connects Kherson to the eastern part of the region. So this makes it harder for Ukrainians to go after the Russians, I suppose. Is that just desperation by Russia? What's their strategy here?
Yeah, 100% desperation, Anna. Their strategy has made no sense really all throughout this war. And unfortunately, I think we're going to discover not just those explosions they're doing, trying to cover their what's now a rout, not a organized retreat like we saw in Kharkiv back in September. But unfortunately, we're going to probably discover what we discovered or what they have discovered in every liberated area of Russia: the horrors, the war crimes, the torture chambers, the mass graves. I'm not looking forward to what is discovered.
What does Ukraine need to do in this moment?
Yeah, Ukraine has to be very cautious, and they've already sent out words that people want to move back into their homes, move back to this. It's always been Ukraine, but now liberated areas. But there's still reports of Russian soldiers in civilian clothes. Of course, they'll lay booby traps like they did in all areas. I mean, even kids' toys, booby trapped to explode. So the Ukraine has to very slowly, methodically clear these areas to make them safe for habitat. Plus, the Russians aren't that far away. They just retreated to the other side of the river, so they could still artillery barrage or try to bomb the city in more acts of desperation and hate.
Joint Chiefs Chair General Mark Milley just gave this really stark and sobering assessment of losses during this invasion. Listen.
You're looking at well over 100,000 Russian soldiers killed and wounded. Same thing probably on the Ukrainian side.
1,000 Russians, 100,000 Ukrainian soldiers as well. He said on top of that, about 40,000 innocent Ukrainian civilians have been killed. What's your reaction to these numbers?
I mean, it's awful, Anna, and I wish we would continue to help and help more so that Ukraine can defeat the Russian forces militarily and cause them to culminate in Ukraine. I mean, those numbers just show what's dead. Usually we times the dead by 3 to 5 times for wounded. So 300, 400,000 Russians wounded or killed in Ukraine for Putin's illegal war. Plus the 700,000 men who escaped his attempt to draft more soldiers in desperation. He is destroying the Russian state. And of course, I feel for the Ukrainian people, and after having visited, I mean, they're fighting for their freedom and for their nation, much like our story of independence. So hopefully, I agree with General Milley that hopefully we can cause this war to end soon.
I think what's happening in Ukraine has really shined a spotlight on what soldiers more broadly have to endure. You know it firsthand. You served 2 combat tours in Iraq. Do you feel like this generation maybe has a better understanding and appreciation because of the technology, social media, and so forth of what service members and their families go through?
I sure hope so. I mean, this is the passion that drove me to write my book. That connectivity of the soldier with his family and with the world, as we're seeing even in Ukraine, with Ukrainian soldiers staying connected to their families that had to flee. It should connect the world to the cause on which the soldier is fighting. The soldier is fighting for his families and for his fellow soldiers. They're also fighting for freedom in general. It is both a positive and a negative, but this is why I think the world is helping Ukraine, is because we understand that pain that the soldiers are going through.
Major John Spencer, thank you so much for joining us. And again, thank you so much for your service and your family's service and sacrifice.
Thank you, Anna.